UFC Fight Night Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov. We're gonna break down this card. I'm gonna tell you exactly who I like, what are my picks, and where I see inefficiencies in fighters. Now, before we start, guys, one major important thing I need you to do is to like the video right now, guy. Whoever you are, a guy or a girl, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you wanna get my picks and breakdowns or talk to me, join my Patreon. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you in there. With that being said, let's start with the first fight of the night. We got Sedriques Dumas taking on Denis Tiuliulin. I like Sedriques here. I will explain why. If you watch the fight of Cody Brundage and Sedriques Dumas, you would see that Sedriques Dumas managed to out-grapple Cody Brundage. He managed to out-wrestle him, and that gave him the decision win. And Cody Brundage is a good wrestler. He is a good wrestler. Now, when you look at Denis, he's better on the feet. If you're going to look at most of his losses, rear naked choke. He got knocked out by Gregory Rodriguez after Rodriguez took him down. Christian Leroy Duncan is a striker, so he managed to knock him out. He managed to win against Jamie Pickett. But again, against Gaziev, he got rear naked choked. The thing is, the guy is not good when it comes to his grappling. Sedriques Dumas will take him down, and he will control him. He might get the choke, but I see this going to a decision win for Sedriques Dumas, and he's my pick. Next fight, we got Herbert taking on Rolando Bedoya. Rolando Bedoya is going down a weight class. He's going to fight in 155. And he had two fights. He got a split decision with Chaos Williams and lost to Kenan Song. The thing about Bedoya is he doesn't pack a lot of power. He has volume, but he doesn't pack a lot of power. Now, going to a split decision with Chaos Williams is impressive, especially on your debut. This is gonna be an interesting one. Herbert is no slouch. He got a draw with Ludwig Klein. He won against Kyle Nelson. He was the only one to drop to Puria, although he lost that fight. So he's a very dangerous fella. I think he can win here. I think Herbert can win here. I know people want to take Bedoya as the dog, but the thing about Bedoya, the only way I see him winning here is by knocking out Herbert, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I will say I wasn't impressed by his performance against Fares Ziam. It's like he tried to take Fares down all the time instead of using his striking. I'm gonna pick Herbert to win. Next one, we got Victoria Dudakova taking on Sam Hughes. Listen, I'm just not impressed by Sam Hughes in any way. She's a dog. She has the ability to fight. She's well-rounded, but she's not good anywhere. She's not elite everywhere. On the other hand, you got Victoria Dudakova. She's really good. I like her game. She got 2 wins. Like, Estela Nunes, I wouldn't even consider it like a win because she dislocated her elbow immediately. But Jinyu Frey, she looked good. I wasn't too impressed. Afterwards, they said that she had a staph infection. I just think that she should win. She has the reach advantage. She has the youth advantage. She's gonna be the bigger fighter in that fight, and I think she's gonna come ready. Like last fight, she couldn't fight for some reason as well. So it seems like she's taking it very seriously. If she's not capable of fighting, if she's not 100%, she's not going to fight. With that being said, Sam Hughes is good, but the pick here would be Dudakova to get the win. Next fight, we got Guram Kutsiladze taking on Jordan Vucenic. I'm picking Guram to win here. Vucenic is coming short notice to Abu Dhabi. The thing about Abu Dhabi is you need to really get your body adjusted to the location. If not, you're going to end up like Tom Brady, like how Tom Brady looked when he fought Bilal. Now, Jordan Vucenic is a good fighter, but he's fighting a weight class above. I think he's a featherweight. He usually fights as a featherweight, and now he's coming in as lightweight. In his last fight, he fought as lightweight, but it was I'm pretty sure it was a fight that came on short notice. Yeah, he usually fights in 145. So he's coming up a weight class against a guy who is really good. Like Guram was winning the fight against Elves Brener until he got knocked out. Like he was winning, he was controlling the fight, he was putting more damage until he got knocked out. Now he's fighting against a guy who doesn't possess the same power that Brener does, coming short notice, and his debut in a country where you need to get adjusted so your performance won't get hindered. I'm picking Guram to win by decision. Jordan is tough, he is well rounded, but I think Guram is gonna win here. But I will be happy to bet on him, on Vucenic, when he has a full camp and when he fights in his natural weight class, which is featherweight. Next one, we got Shamil Gaziev taking on Dontel Mays. I'll be honest here, this is probably not going to be a very popular pick, but I like Dontel Mays. I think he's the far better striker. I think he worked on his takedown defense enough to keep it standing, like we saw in his fight against Rodrigo Nascimento. In his last fight, he managed to stay standing the entire fight, and he has power. Like he dropped Caio Machado when they fought. He dominated him for the entire 3 rounds. And Gaziev, I think he was exposed in his fight against Rosenstruik. Like he got gassed bad. And the only thing I'm worrying about this fight is in Abu Dhabi. The judges might be in his favor if it's gonna be like a decision, and then Dontel Mays getting robbed, because I do see this getting to a decision. It's gonna be a 3-round decision, heavyweight fast. But I think Dontel Mays will have the better moments. He's a big dog, moderate underdog, but he was like I think that the line starts to move in favor of Dontel Mays. I'm gonna pick him. I'm gonna stick with my pick. I think Shamil Gaziev will be exposed here. Let's see. Next fight, we got Yahya taking on Fernandes. Kaue, however you say his first name. I have to go on Yahya in this odds. He didn't have the best performance against Trevor Peek, but he wasn't like he was looking okay. He had his moments against Peek. Now Fernandes is coming off a split decision loss to Mark DeCasey. And he should win, but this is in the UAE. This guy is called the UAE Warrior, and I think this is gonna go to a decision. So I don't know, man. It's like they're gonna favor their guy. They're gonna favor their guy, and it might be a robbery or a split decision that goes to Yahya, because I don't think he's gonna get finished here. So I'm picking Yahya to win by split decision robbery. Next one, we got Alonzo Menifield taking on Azamat Murzakanov. Alonzo Menifield show a really stupid game plan, really low IQ in his last fight against Carlos Olberg. He essentially just blitzed through him in the first round and he got knocked the fuck out. And that was 2 months and 2 weeks ago. So he got badly knocked out. And he's fighting a guy who is known for his knockdowns, a guy that has power, that is well-rounded. And he's fighting in his home turf. Like, not really his home turf, but Azamat Murzakanov is Muslim, so, it's probably they're going to favor him. I'm picking Murzakanov. He's a slight favorite. Although Menifield is dangerous, Menifield does possess the ability to win. I just think Murzakanov is gonna run through him here. Can win by knockout. He can win by decision, but I think he's gonna knock him out. Yeah, give me Murzakanov to win by knockout, but I'm gonna take the money line if I get to betting on him. Next fight, we got Joel Alvarez taking on Elves Brener. I just want to say that the Elves Brener we saw against Miktibek Orlby was drained as fuck. He was tired. He wasn't himself, and he still had moments against Orlby where he ended up on top. This guy is heavily undervalued. He's a dog in this fight, and I'm saying he's gonna win. I like him as the dog. I already have a bet on him. I'm probably gonna bet some more, just because I think he can win. If it's standing, he can win, and if it's on the ground, he can avoid Alvarez submissions, and he can probably just put a lot of damage on him when they fight. Like, he can ground and pound his way to a win, exactly like Sedriques ground and pounding him to a loss. Give me Elves Brener to win here. I'm saying by knockout. And yeah, he's probably gonna use his wrestling, and on the feet he's just gonna be very dangerous for Alvarez. But it's gonna be a good fight. Like, Alvarez is live. I don't see him getting a submission though, and I do see him gassing if it gets to a decision. Okay, give me Elves Brener to win here. Next fight, we got Lupita Godinez taking on Mackenzie Dern. Whenever I can fade Dern, I'm gonna fade Dern. And I'm fading Dern. Lupita Godinez has all the skills to win here. She's the far better striker, and she has the wrestling to keep it standing. And you know what? The good thing about Lupita, she prefers striking than wrestling. And I don't see her engaging the wrestling here. If there's anyone that's gonna try to take down the other, it's gonna be Dern trying to take down Godinez. But Dern, she's elite in jiu-jitsu. Don't get me wrong, her jiu-jitsu is elite, but her striking is trash. Her personal life is a mess, and she has really bad wrestling, really bad takedowns. Like, she could barely take Amanda Lemos, take her down. But she did, but it was very hard for her. She got punished. Andrade, she couldn't take her down and she got knocked the fuck out. Angela Hill won. She won against Angela Hill. Okay. She lost to Yan Xiaonan Pennington. She won split decision. She's not. I don't see her taking down Lupita. And if she does take down Lupita has good jiu-jitsu defense. Although she lost to Jandirova, Jandirova is a better wrestler. This is first and foremost. And Jandirova has really good jiu-jitsu. So it's not like she was there with someone who has no jiu-jitsu. And Lupita stayed safe with her. So give me Lupita to win by decision. I don't see her knocking out Dern because Dern is tough. I like the over here, and I like Lupita to win by decision. Next one, we got Tony Ferguson against Michael Chiesa. At this point, I'm like, I respect Tony Ferguson. I respect him. He's a real fighter. Yeah, he lost five fights in a row. But you know what? He doesn't give a fuck about what people think of him. He does what he loves. And although he's 40 years old, he looked good against Paddy. This loss is aging well because he gave Paddy a tougher fight than what Bobby Green gave him. He's taking on Chiesa, who got submitted immediately when he started the fight against Holland. Chiesa should win, but I just feel like sometimes you have this feeling. I think that Tony Ferguson is gonna shock the world, or he's just gonna lose again. With that being said, I'm gonna pick Chiesa, but if I bet on this, I'm putting some money on Tony Ferguson, just because I feel like he's gonna surprise us. Next one, we got Marlon Vera taking on Davison Figueiredo. This is gonna be an interesting one. Marlon Vera Cheeto is coming off a really bad loss against Sean O'Malley. Like, he really showed that this chin is uncrackable. This chin is undeniable, undisputable. But he's taking on Davison Figueiredo, he's very well rounded. He has good jiu-jitsu, he has good grappling game, he's tough, and he has good striking. He has elite striking. He's 36 years old though. And but he still looks good. I see him training with Khabib and his team. So I think he's gonna be ready. I think he's gonna win. I don't see him finishing Vera, but I do see him just using his wrestling, laying on him, and getting to a decision. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow manages to submit Cheeto. Probably, I don't see it happening, but there's a chance that he submits Cheeto. With that being said, I'm picking Figueiredo to win by decision. And next fight, we got Michael Oleksiejczuk and Shara Magomedov. The pick is Shara Magomedov. I'll explain why. I saw a screenshot. I didn't verify it. You guys can verify me in the comments if you want. But in the screenshot I've seen, a guy asked Oleksiejczuk like a question about the fight with Shara, and Oleksiejczuk said, like, he answered something in the sense of, if I lose in this fight, and I'm probably gonna lose, I'm gonna quit the sport completely. So when I hear someone saying that, I cannot lay money on him. He could be like John, he can be who the fuck he wants. He can be the best fighter in the world. But if someone is coming with this kind of mentality to a fight, thinking he's already gonna lose, and it's not like he was trying to play games, it seemed like a very genuine answer. Against a killer like Nurmagomedov, I just don't see, I just can't lay money on him. The pick would be Nurmagomedov, but Oleksiejczuk he's a dog. Like, he's tough. He has really good striking. We saw that against Holland. Like, he knocked down Holland immediately. And Nurmagomedov worked on his wrestling, worked on his takedowns. Maybe we'll see Nurmagomedov taking him down. I don't know. But Shara will be the pick. If the striking wouldn't go his way, I see him using his takedowns and just laying on Oleksiejczuk and beating him there. But the pick is Shara. Next one, we got Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Corey Sandhagen. This is going to be an interesting one. But I'm going to pick Umar Nurmagomedov. He's fighting in his own turf. He has the better wrestling. He's overall... I don't see this fight being striking. Maybe we're going to see a first round feeling process. But I see Umar just using his wrestling and winning by decision. Maybe he gets the rear naked choke. We saw Sandhagen being choked in the past. We saw him getting submitted. But he got submitted by Aljamain Sterling, who's elite. He's an elite grappler. But Umar is just so well-rounded. He can knock you out. He can submit you. He can control you for 5 rounds. He trains with the best people in the world. And I think he's going to be the future champion. I'm picking Umar Nurmagomedov to win. I see him winning by decision, though. Corey Sandhagen is a tough motherfucker. It's not going to be an easy fight. But I pick Nurmagomedov. That's it, guys. If you enjoyed the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to check my Patreon. It's $5 a month, and I'll give you all my picks, what I do in real time. And yeah, with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.